Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Sunday the 12th, and today was a insanely hot day today. I think the heat index was like 107, I think is what I heard some people saying they saw on the news. Definitely kind of gross out. Woke up this morning, nothing real major going on, same old stuff. I had an interesting one. It was about, not just about sun up, it was just early morning dawn, and let the dog out. Had to go to the bathroom, and I had a giant pile of 4x8 sheets of styrofoam insulation stacked up just outside of the yard, just outside the fence. And it's about, I don't know, 7, 8 foot high, something like that, and it's 4x8 sheets, so it's a big giant chunk of white. And apparently in the dark slash sun coming up, my dog freaked out, lost his mind. He was out there barking and just going batshit. And we're out there playing. He has that playful bark. And we're roughhousing around. There's about 4 or 5 dogs in the neighborhood within about a 2 block radius that will like start barking and just raising all kinds of hell. Well, he went from his playful, type bark he normally has to his, I'm gonna kill something. I'm gonna eat it. I'm terrified to death. I'm scared. I'm gonna just fight something kind of bark. And it's just a whole different sound in him. Crazy, just aggressive type sounding bark. And he was scared to death. He had hair standing all up on his back and he was freaking out. And it was amazing how none of the dogs in the neighborhood made a sound. It's one of those deals where when he's playful barking, is making noise, they are all up on that shit wanting to play and bark, and they kind of have their aggressive bark going like they're trying to be something badass. But when he really let loose, and it's got such a deep bark that they just didn't seem to have any concern about wanting to be loud and obnoxious back. So I did kind of feel sorry for some of the neighbors because, like I said, it was just about sun up, and he made enough noise. I'm sure it woke up a handful of people. The only benefit I had was it was hot enough last night and this morning that most people I would have thought would have their windows closed and the air conditioning on. So had this been a month ago when everybody's houses would have been open and stuff, would have been a different story. But I don't feel too bad because, like I said, virtually there's 4 or 5 dogs in the neighborhood that are barking. I mean, I'd say a good couple hours a day. It's just at least minimum if you break it down. I've seen them bark 4 or 5 hours in a row. It's ridiculous. So I don't feel bad that I woke up some people if I woke anybody up at all this one time. So went ahead. I had to yell at him a couple times. It was funny. I finally got his attention, brought him up, and just basically tossed shot collar on him. And it took me a minute to actually get out there to yell at him because I had to get dressed because I sleep naked and I had to get some shorts and stuff on. Put the shot collar on him, got him over there and stuff, and he basically was still scared of whatever the hell that giant white object was. Went to the back part of the yard, close to the house, and relieved himself real quick and headed right back inside. He was done. If he couldn't bark at it and couldn't, be mad at it and stuff, 'cause he saw the collar, he was like, I'm done. So he gave up, peed, and came back inside. So I got a few things around here done. Nothing real major. Did some laundry and that. Headed up to Ottumwa to hang out with my buddy and his dad. We're up there and stuff. Kind of shot the shit. Had a couple cigars outside. Hot as balls. It was super damn hot out there. Not too bad in the shade. And then we had a nice breeze going most of the day. They have a fan set up outside that'll kind of blow across them where they sit smoking cigars. It doesn't blow across me, but it's set up because I'm not usually there, except once a week. So went ahead, basically had to go pick up my buddy's daughter from work, headed over there. Also, he said there's a bus for sale. It's a giant 65 passenger Bluebird. I said, hey, let's run by and look at it and stuff. So we went ahead and headed over there and looked at it. Nice looking bus. It's got a couple little spots here and there of rust. Nothing major like the gas cap door and like the bumper had a little bit of spots of rust stuff. But overall, phenomenally good shape. From what I can tell, I'm not certain it was just a number. Of course, no answer. It's a Sunday. I did try and call, left a message, hope they'll call me tomorrow morning, and I can go up there and take a look at it sometime. The best guess I have, I believe it is gas powered, and it's a 65 gallon tank. I know that much, but I believe it's gas powered. I'm assuming a 454, but it is a GMC bus. It's a Bluebird coach house though build. And the other things I'm not a big fan of is the gasoline motor. I'm not a big fan of it. They don't get as good a mileage, and they don't tow as good, and they don't last as long as your diesel do. Your diesel will last, 300 miles without even shaking a stick at it, where the gas is not going to last 300,000 miles. There's just no way. And then on top of that, the benefit to having gas, though, easier to find fuel. You can just buy gas anywhere. But the 65-gallon tank, I wouldn't have too much concern, so I could get gas. Even if I got gas every few hundred miles or so, if I was on a road trip, I would still have half a tank, or even every 30 gallons or so, whatever. So, and if I can get 10 miles a gallon out, which I don't know if it would, if we get close to that, I would get 300 miles on a half tank and then fill it back up. I can always find diesel within 300 miles. So that part would be good. The other part would be bad though is the fact if I was carrying like dirt bike gas or lawnmower gas kind of stuff, I could not add into it if I had a extra. I had to carry it at reserve that way, which kind of sucked. But the other thing I do like about the gas, like I said, it's super easy to work on. It's just a GMC 454. I guess that's a guess. I don't know exactly. But the diesel, when you do maintenance on it, oil change kind of stuff, are a lot more expensive. But they got to be done a lot less often. So it all kind of washes out in the end, except the fact you got to rebuild a 454 way before you rebuild a diesel motor. And I've never actually owned a diesel motor, so I'm a little bit worried about that part of it. Like I said, I've worked on some gas stuff. I can tinker and kind of solve a few problems there, but I've never touched diesel. So no gel in fuel, nowhere my glow plugs to warm up, all that kind of crap. So there's a lot of better benefits to having gas over diesel, especially if it's a bus. I don't drive that often in the winter. It sets for a few months, plugging in, all that kind of crap. I'd be able to skip all that. But like I said, less fuel economy, and if I ever want to do the whole idle thing just to get some heat, diesel is like 10 or 12 times more efficient, I believe, than gasoline motors are idle, which that would kind of suck, popping heat off there. But I could always throw a propane stove or something in the thing if I had to. And then the other thing I'm really a big benefit I do not like about there, or not a benefit, a big flaw, automatic transmission. So automatic transmissions, not good for downhills, not as easy to downshift, not as easy to get power up. You're trying to, like, let's say, tow something out of a hole, getting up a big hill, something and stuff. You can always just rev it up, slip the clutch, and really just, you can floor the thing and haul, just really chug up a hill. Plus first gear in a manual transmission, it's almost always lower geared than it is in automatic. Automatics are more expensive to rebuild if the tranny would ever go out. Tranny coolers, all kinds of extra issues, more fluids to worry about, more tranny fluid changes. There's extra cost there. But the benefit of having the automatic is anybody can drive it. Like, I mean, you still can't. I mean, not anybody can drive a 65 passenger damn school bus. It's a giant bus, so a lot of people couldn't drive it. But if somebody was capable of driving a long vehicle like that, they could drive it nowhere about a clutch. Because that's one of the things. I went and picked up a bus for some people before, kind of helped pick it out for them, kind of gave it a once over and drove it back home from Ames, which is, I don't know, 3.5 hours, 4 hour drives like that. A little longer than the bus. We drove kind of slow, gasoline powered, but manual transmission, which was so much nicer. Much older, much worse condition. This thing looks like it just came out of service like a week ago. Like, it literally looks like it is still being serviced, but age or mileage, I don't know what the requirements are. The price is pretty decent. I need a ton of work, you know, it's a damn bus. So wanted to convert it to RV, title wise. 2, I'd have to get all the seats, build my bunks, build my campground, whatever the hell I want to do. Office, chairs, that kind of stuff. Want to put in recliners, want to put in beds, whatever the heck to do. And that alone will probably run me $3,000 just to convert it, and then everything else involved. And I could put $40,000 in that thing if I wanted to go something stupid. But I'm figuring minimum $3,000 to get the thing going, up to the scale of what I want to do. I'd like to take part of the back out, maybe make like some ramps to haul my dirt bike and stuff and keep it inside out of the weather. I'd want to make kayak racks, possibly for the top. But again, the buses, they're pretty damn tall, so I got to figure out if I want to put kayaks up there or not. Might just build like a platform rack out back, like the other bus I brought home from Ames had. I can then store some stuff in the back, but again, not secure, a bunch of issues. If you start filling the back up with dirt bikes and, you know, kayaks, that kind of crap, then you run out of space for people, beds, you know, showers, bathrooms, all that kind of stuff. So, ton of issues. I love the idea of a tall bus though, super high head clearance. Again, a 65 passenger bus is way too big to like stealth camp and kind of hide around in the environment and stuff. But it's a all 50, you know, 50 of one, half 100 of the other kind of thing. So I also called about a cube van, like the van front end, cube truck in the back. It does have a pass-through door, so it can be converted into a camper set up pretty easily. The back is the big roll-up door, which I would like to. Part of me thinks I wonder if I could just roll it up, put an actual like walkout door, like fold-out doors and stuff, like a house door. Don't know. I've never seen that done. Don't see why you couldn't though. Frame it in, maybe build like a metal frame, weld it up. Call it, but it also it's in much worse shape, but it's much smaller. Should get a little better gas mileage, I would think. I don't know exactly. Would tow good, all that kind of stuff. So there's a handful of things there. I also called and left a message on it too. So one of those two hopefully comes through, and who knows, I might change my mind and not buy either one of them. But the bus right now, there's like a giant part of me really has been wanting a bus for years and years, and I love the idea of a bus, even though it's extremely impractical because it's so damn big. I could get away with converting my van into a camper and probably be a lot better off money-wise, be a lot better off with not an extra insurance, not extra plates, not extra oil change, yada yada, and also better gas mileage than that bus is going to get. But the bus is pretty badass, I gotta say. Something was pretty badass driving that bus home from Ames, which is just kind of a cool deal. And I don't know, part of me just kind of wants to go run to the store in my damn bus/RV thing. It sounds kind of sexy. So went ahead from there, got back to the house, and literally just got back to my buddy's house. We were walking in, saw a dude out there, like it stopped in the shade, and he was, like he was kind of struggling a little bit. Had a backpack on him, he was out running, jogging kind of thing. Hollered out to him, I said, "Hey man, you need some water and stuff?" And he's like, barely breathing. He's like, "Yeah, okay, I use some stuff." Went inside, grabbed a couple bottles of water, head back out and gave him a couple bottles of water, and realized his motorcycle broke down. He was driving up, it's about a 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive from where he lives. He comes up here to Ottumwa to get dialysis. He's got kidney and heart failure both, and he's getting dialysis like 3 times a week. The driving stuff, and I was like, holy crap, that's ridiculous. Turned out to be a guy I knew. Actually, I would never recognize him at all. He recognized me right away, and I'm like, yeah, what the hell? I said, dude, I'll give you a ride to town. So I gave him a ride to town. Basically, dropped him off at his buddy's house. It's one of those things where my buddy lives there by a tunnel, but it's quite a bit of a little jaunt. Dropped him off there, and then we did a bunch of other stuff. Got my dirt bike out, did some dicking with it. Turned out the airbox had come loose off the carb, so it was causing probably 95% of my problems, but my float's been sticking. So my buddy's going to clean the carb on that for me and get that knocked out, and then hopefully have it ready to go. Might go riding Wednesday if my toes get the stitches out. I think I can get some boots on, because I think if he could get it started for me the first time, it's a little cold-blooded, I could just knock it out and go out there and ride my ass off, have myself a good time, and really relieve some of the stress, because that would be so exciting. I got so much crap in my head going on. So gave him a ride to town. He showed up later, and they couldn't get started. It wasn't doing shit, blah, blah. They're going to try and, I don't know if they're going to push it back home or what they're doing. They got like halfway, like literally pushed away and stuff. I think maybe they're going to use like the car, maybe do a little pushing with it or something. I'm not sure what they're doing. Roll it in gas, they could just leave it in the driveway for a little bit. So yeah, roll it down through here, blah, blah. Started looking at it, and wouldn't do shit. So we're going to try and jump start it. Went pulled up by the garage to get the battery charger out, and buddy's digging it all out. I said, pop the case out and get the battery. So it's right here. I said, just pop it off, dude. We got to get to it anyway. So he was about to pass out. When you're on dialysis, you're screwed. I mean, you have no energy, no nothing, and it was hot as balls out there. So we popped the cover off stuff, and the bolt that holds the battery cable on, the bolt had worked its way out and was gone. So we ended up not needing the jumper or the charger at all. We went ahead and just found a bolt, had like 4 or 5 and stuff, found some washers. Not the right bolt, but it does work. Got it all tightened down. Bike fired right up, and he took his ass off. And his buddy followed in the car, and I was super stoked that we was able to help that dude. Because who knows? They could have spent the next 4 hours pushing the thing in. Dude could have died on the way in, on the walk. He was hyperventilating. I think it was just a lot of stress. He was really freaking out about that's his only mode of transportation. He has to get home, yada yada, all that crap. So talked to him a little bit on the way in there first time. So I said, dude, you need to move up here. I said, you're killing yourself with 4 hours of dialysis, 6 hours of driving, and it's ridiculous as shit. So he's talking about going to try and move back up here. So who knows? We'll see what happens there. So went ahead. That was just one of those great things. I thought, how many people would have looked out there, saw a dude, and just like, oh, well, the dude's exercising, dude's doing other stuff. And I just had a weird gut feeling like that dude needs some water. I'm like, I've been on long runs, ran out of water, and would have given anything to have somebody stop and offer me some water. So then the fact that I got in there, I didn't say, here's a phone, or, go piss off, here's some water, hit the road, buddy. Just said, dude, I'll give you a ride to town. I would have done it for him. He's kind of a shadier looking dude. He's tattooed up and really kind of hanging. A lot of people, period, would not have been willing to give that dude a ride. I threw my camera gear in the back, jumped in the truck, and headed our ass to town. So it felt really good to do something for somebody that I'll probably never see again, but it was just such a cool feeling to help out somebody in need, because I've been in need before, and people have not helped you out, and that's just such a shitty feeling. So felt really good to be able to help somebody. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.